What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering, and I did not think that we would get the Amber reaction, exactly this quick. I had a feeling, that she was going to make a statement, and certainly she did. Within minutes of walking out of the courtroom, this statement was issued. Now, I think it's pretty hilarious. This must have been prepared. For her. I suppose they had both a statement if they lost and a statement if they won, but I do think it's interesting to me that she has chosen to try and make this a free speech issue. I don't think this is a free speech issue in any way, shape, or form. I think this is a, what do they always say? You can have freedom of speech, but not freedom from consequences. Isn't that what the left is always saying? I mean, I'm pretty sure. And, to me, this case has been absolutely enthralling to watch. The statement issued as such, quote, "The disappointment I feel today is beyond words. I'm heartbroken that the mountain of evidence was still not enough to stand up to the disproportionate power, influence, and sway of my ex-husband. Don't really know how any of that is relevant, seeing as though a jury of your peers decided the outcome based on, none of the things that have to do with your husband's power and reach. I'm even more disappointed with what this verdict means for other women. No, girl, you lying, right? This was far more damaging to women than any amount of, you losing this lawsuit. I'll put it that way. It's a setback. It sets back the clock to a time when women who spoke up and lied and spoke out could be publicly shamed and humiliated. It sets back the idea that bad behavior against women is to be taken. It sets back the idea that this behavior towards women is to be taken seriously. I don't disagree with that either. Not in the slightest. To me, it's pretty clear that you lied, and lies should not be taken seriously. I believe JD's attorney succeeded in getting the jury to overlook the key issue here, of freedom of speech. I'm not sure publishing an op-ed in the Washington Post is necessarily like a freedom of speech issue. If she had tweeted this, maybe, that would be probably a little different. Maybe, not working in conjunction with the corrupt ACLU to basically extort your ex-husband for a bunch of money, in my opinion. Now, freedom of speech and ignore evidence that was so conclusive that we won in the UK. I am sad I lost this case, but I'm sadder still that I seem to have lost a right I thought I had as an American. Well, I thought this was America. To speak freely and openly. Now, we can't look at the actual likes here or the comments, because she only allows people that follow her for the most part, I think. Oh, no, only people she follows, so we have to look at the quote tweets to get the real take here. Here's what Nina Infinity says. As a woman, you disgust me. You have hurt the cause for women's rights and more. Because of you and your lies, less women will be believed when bad behavior occurs. I'd say you should be ashamed of yourself, but you're incapable of shame, you narcissist. 105 likes. Be ashamed. The real victim here was given his life back. I mean, I don't even understand, shut up and take your L. That's a little aggressive. Here's good old Joe. You lied. That's why your mountain of evidence was a pile of poo in your petty, narcissistic, self-involved hunger for attention. You set back DV survivors by several years. Seek help. Get back on your feet. Start paying your debt. And society to JD and society. Proud Texan, please get help. Sorry, can't hear you over this massive dunk. There's literally, oh, give it up, woman. We all know this has nothing to do with his power, but your compulsive lying. If freedom of speech was so important to you, then why did you countersue for statements made by Adam Waldman? Ooh, that's probably a good question. It's probably a good question. If this was a freedom of speech issue, you know, why did you countersue? You know, freedom of speech does not mean freedom to lie. Yeah, it kind of does. But, you know, again, this is, when you're talking about having an op-ed coordinated and put out in the Washington Post, this is a different issue, isn't it? Had this text ready, didn't you? Your rights weren't violated. You spoke freely and openly, and no one interjected. You lost based on evidence. Admit that you're a narcissistic monster and the actual bad behavior, bad person in this relationship. This is a crazy woman. I mean, they're just like, I don't know, what is the number? 36,000 quote tweets. Sorry, 41,000 quote tweets to 19,000 likes. Like, absolutely just an absolute blowout. You know, and the idea, and then like we see the media. Here's Vice News. After a jury heard a string of texts from Johnny Depp saying he wanted to do terrible things, they decided that she was the one that defamed him with malice. Well, Vice News, there's a difference between a text message between an ex-wife and husband and writing an op-ed for the Washington Post. This is something that, like, you know, people can't seem to understand. And now, of course, we saw, obviously, you know, petition to get her cut from Aquaman 2 nears this 4.5 million signature goal. Now people are demanding, you know, now remove her from every scene of Aquaman 2. Things that need to happen: remove her from as an ACLU ambassador, remove her as a UN human rights ambassador, remove her from Aquaman 2 immediately, stop giving her acting roles, remove her L'Oreal spokesperson. People are absolutely out for blood. I mean, we all have more money than her now. I mean, you know, you see, is she going to be removed from Aquaman 2 or what? They should keep her and see what the movie would keep her and see whether the movie will receive massive patronage. Besides, the petition to get her off the movie crossed 4 million signatures. I think that it's extraordinarily unlikely that they will make any additional changes to the movie. I don't know how easy or difficult it would actually be to like cut somebody out completely at this point, but it sure would be interesting, you know, to see, you know, could you refilm this stuff? I don't even know. Like, it's going to be interesting. You know, $8 million is a lot of money for somebody who gets paid between 1 and 2 million for acting in things like Aquaman 2, and I think she got a little less for an HBO series. You know, the 2 million counterclaim, that's just going to go against us. It's going to get washed out in the 13 million that she lost. So it'll be really interesting. Maybe Johnny could take over for her in Aquaman 2. It'll be interesting to see, you know, just how, I mean, this is just 53,000 quote tweets to 20,000 likes. Will she go to, you know, will she create an OnlyFans site? Will she start a Patreon to raise the $8 million? Will Elon Musk write her a check for $8 million? Probably. $8 million isn't very much money. Not to him. So, you know exactly how is this going to shake out? It's going to be interesting to see. These quote tweets are absolutely savage. I can't imagine, you know, like, you know, I just, you better sit back down. You know, it just keeps getting worse. Every time I refresh it, there's another like 2,000 responses. Rubbish. Why do you limit comments? As nicely. For somebody, oh yeah, by the way, for somebody whose freedom of speech is such an important issue, why did you limit comments? Anyway, there's going to be a whole bunch of salt to cover for tomorrow. I'm sure that everyone that's been watching this is going to sleep well tonight. If you get a chance, I'm going to leave a link to my coffee company in the description below, Coffee Brand Coffee. We've got something like 500 reviews now on we have 5 different coffees, including a decaf, 3 different hot cocos, and we've got cold brew bags just in time for summer. We've got a brand new hat. We've got basically a lot of ways you can support the channel. It's all produced here in the United States and owned by me, and goes directly to supporting the channel. So makes a great gift too. So if you get a chance, check that out. If you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe. We'll talk to you again real soon.